At Brown and Smith Communication Solutions, we were looking to fill 3 intern positions, 12 call center representatives, and 4 management positions. We collected requirements to fulfill each position and posted it on different ads. We received multiple applications and then proceeded with the multiple hurdle approach in order to narrow down our applicants to ensure that we would get the best candidates for each position. The advertisements that we used for interns were Monster.com, and we used local university intern programs to post the job advertisements. For call center representatives, we used Career Builder and employee referrals. And for shift managers, we used professional association websites and employee referrals. Listed on each advertisement included the responsibilities, requirements, and pay and location for each position. For the intern, what was required were working towards a bachelor's degree in a business-related field and strong proficiency with Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, any kind of technology that they would be using, and they had to be a full-time student. Responsibilities of the intern included being able to complete small administrative assignments for call center reps and assist with large projects under time constraints, take notes during meetings, and just run general office errands. For call center representatives, the requirements were a high school diploma, basic computer skills, customer service experience, and it also included pay and any kind of benefits that the company offered, such as health insurance plans, paid vacation, and vision and dental insurance. For managers, it included benefits, job descriptions, mandatory requirements. They must have a bachelor's degree, 2 years of management experience, and knowledge of basic business and management principles. What the management position entailed was to be responsible for supervising and monitoring day-to-day activities of all employees, creating efficient and effective work schedules, conducting training and development classes, and they would be primarily responsible for all employees in the office. Benefits included a starting salary of $98,000 and, again, health and vision and dental insurance, vacation, paid time off, and a 401k.
So we used the multiple hurdle approach. Using this approach, we narrowed down our 60 applicants for the intern position down to the 3 that we selected. Using this system, we had our top 25 participate in the in-house work samples, of which the top 10 participated in the work knowledge test. 6 of them moved on to do our structured interview. Like I said, 3 of them we selected. This is also the same process and selection system we used for our call center representative, and same type of structured test and interview that we used for these applicants, even though there was the 180 of them, and we narrowed it down to the top 12. 55 participated in the in-house work samples, 25 in the work knowledge test, and on the top 15 participated in the structured interview. For our manager, we had our Wonderillic contemporary cognitive ability test, and of which 25 out of the 50 participated in. 9 of them moved on to the structured interview, and 4 of the 5 were selected from our reference check. Moving on to our hiring decisions, to the intern position, we had our 3 applicants were subject number 1, number 78, and 102, which we were a part of the top 3 that we chose out of the 3 tests. The top 25 WASB scores moved on. The call center representative, we chose applicant subject number 7, 90, 95, 129, 337, 342, 346, 355, 412, 490, 494, and 507. Those were the top 12 that were used out of all the scores from the WAB. For our manager, we selected our top 4, subject number 36, applicant 53, applicant 81, and 148.
Moving on to our financials. we have it laid out for each test that we put our applicants under. Starting out with our interns, which we had 60 applicants. Using the free information provided in their application, we narrowed it down to the top 25, which participated in an in-house work sample. Each test that we gave all 25 applicants cost $125 a piece, listed there, and it's $3,125 total for that test. From then, only 10 moved on to the work knowledge tests, which cost $100 per applicant, totaling $1,000 for that test of the second tier for the multiple hurdle system. Our final 6 applicants moved on to the structured interview, which cost $150 per applicant, totaling $900 for the intern in that area. Altogether, we spent $5,025 to hire our 3 interns through our selection process. The call center rep, we had 180 initial applicants. Using the free information provided again, we narrowed it down to our top 55, which participated in the in-house work sample test, which cost $450 per applicant, totaling $24,750. From then, we moved on to our top 25 applicants from that initial test, which then took place in our work knowledge test, costing $300 per test, totaling $7,500. Top 15 moved on to our structured interview, which cost $600 per interview, totaling $9,000. Altogether, to hire our 12 call center reps, we spent $41,250. For our manager, from the 50 initial applicants that we had, we narrowed it down to our top 25 based upon the free information provided in their application. The top 25 participated in the Wonderlic Contemporary Cognitive Ability Test, cost $75 for each applicant, totaling $1,875. From there, we took our top 9 that scored and moved to the structured interview, which cost $1,400 per interview, totaling $12,600. After the structured interview, we picked our top 5, which participated in a reference check, which cost $100 per reference check, totaling for our managers of $14,975. We had $1,480 carry over from our first task and $60,000, which was provided for these tests. Altogether, we had $61,480 for our selection process. We only used $61,250, leaving us at $230. After we hired all of our applicants, we ran an adverse impact test for each area, for each position. So each position was run to make sure that we did not have any adverse impact, did or did not have any adverse impact for race, gender, or age. Adverse impact is a potential legal issue that we may face in the future. We did find that we did have some areas where adverse impact was present. For example, it was present with gender and race for the intern position. In this case, where we only hired 3 people, it was tough to not have adverse impact. For example, for our gender, for the intern, we chose 6% male and 3% female from our initial applicant pool. Thus, adverse impact was present. For race, 8% was African American, and 4% were white, thus leading us to have some adverse impact there as well. For our manager position, it was present with age and race. For age, we did justify it based upon the ADEA requirement of not discriminating people over 40 years old. And in the manager position, we did have some adverse impact potentially of hiring people that were younger than 40 years old. For the race aspect of that, we did run the test, the 4/5 rule, and we did have some adverse impact present where we hired 0% of our African Americans that applied, got the job, and 11% of our white applicants that applied did get the job, thus leading us to have some adverse impact there as well. Collecting an applicant's age, gender, and race is really not pertinent information as to the qualification for the position, so we know that in our heart of hearts that we did not discriminate based upon those criteria. We solely took into account their performances on the test and their performance on the WAB, which was provided to us. What we would do next time that would help us avoid any sort of adverse impact and really solidify our case that we did not discriminate would to be having a clarified scoring system to ensure that the candidates are being ranked and hired completely objective from any of their personal information. Basically, a score from 0 to 100 was really not enough, since those numbers, although they are easy to rank up against each other, they did not mean anything as to their performance on the tests other than how they ranked against each one of the other applicants.